Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. I have to remember that, at different time zones joining me. So hello, everybody, and it's lovely to be back with you. So tonight I have got the beautiful Clare from my Soul-Led Guardian program, and we're going to be just kind of having a chat, checking in. I've asked her to share with you all a bit about her experience of the program, and we're going to talk to how one call with me changed Woody, one of her cats, and his behaviour. So we've got quite a few things to cover. So before we get started, I just wanted to say, Clare, thank you very much for being here, my love. I really appreciate it.
No problem whatsoever. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, so let's start off with, why did you book a call? So with the program, the Soul-Led Guardian program, I ask people to book in a call with me. So it's not something that people can just sign up on and purchase online. And that's because I want to make sure that I'm working with people that I can help. So tell me why you booked a call with me.
So I've been following you on Instagram for a couple of years, and I had purchased from you the herb garden.
Oh, yeah.
So I see it come up in my feed all the time, because you do come up in the feed all the time. And then I started seeing you posting, obviously, about connecting with your cat. And, are you an empath or a highly sensitive person? And it just called out to me. Because I recently realised about 18 months ago that I was an empath, and it was kind of like, oh, this is what I need. But I was quite apprehensive, because I've seen you do like the classes that you do on a monthly basis, and I've kind of thought, oh, maybe I'd like to do that, but always been a little bit scared to do it, not knowing how it works, not knowing how many people are going to be on the call, who's going to see you.
Mm-hmm.
But this just called out to me, and I was brave, and I thought, I'm going to get in touch. So I did. And yeah, it was there. And I thought, yeah, this is for me and the cats. And that was just what I was looking for at the time.
Tell me what was going on with the cats at the time that kind of contributed to you wanting to make that connection and get a deeper understanding of them.
So I've got 3 cats. They're all senior cats now, and I've had them all from kittens, and they're quite close in age. But Woody, who's the male cat, was getting quite aggressive with the girls, but it was really odd. Like, he was lovely, he was so loving to me, and most of the time he'd be fine, but out of the blue he'd just pounce on them. And I thought, oh, he's doing it because he wants more food, and then he knows that's why I'll get up then. But it was getting to the point where I was feeding him at all hours of the night, because he was waking me up, because he knew if he attacked the girls, I would get up and feed him. Ooh. And I just thought, yeah, this can't continue. He's a little bit overweight as it is, and it's kind of, how do I change this? Like, is he really hungry? Does he really want the food? I don't know. It was just, and I was almost rewarding him, but it was the only thing that would stop him attacking the girls, other than me literally getting up at like 2 a.m. and just monitoring them, which obviously, you can't do that every night.
No.
I definitely need sleep.
And me. And it must have been quite a bit sort of upsetting for you to see him with the girls, when you're like, buddy, like, what is it you want? What's going on?
Yeah, what is it? How can I find out why you're doing this? What do you need from me? So that you don't, do this to the girls. And it was getting quite tense in the household, because I was worrying and stressing about it. I'm kind of on edge, because then I'm thinking, oh, he's going to do this. And one of my girls is tiny, and when he pounces on her, she stands no chance whatsoever. So then it was the worry of, like, is he going to really hurt her? What's going to come out of this? So it was just like, I need to find out what's going off, and what can I do to change this? And that's why I joined as well.
Would you mind if I put a picture up of him so I can bring him into the conversation? Would you be comfortable? Like, feel free to say no if
absolutely. The more people that see my cats, the better.
I love that. Okay, let me just I've just got his picture. So hopefully everyone can see, look at this gorgeous boy. Look at him. Like, I just thought, because we talk, and I put the graphics out, to talk about the session or to advertise the session, I thought it would be nice to kind of bring his energy in, because I know that you have a beautiful relationship with all three of them. And I know at some point, I'm sure we'll see a tail go past because you're on a call and somebody likes to come and be with you.
Yeah.
But I thought it would be nice to kind of bring his energy into this, because I believe that, our cats are our teachers, and they lead us to lessons and journey and growth and evolution. And I have to say, like, I do wonder, or know, whether his behavior was something that was like almost like an underlying reason. Like you said, you resonated with the empath piece of the post, and also you wanted to help them. Am I kind of on par there, or not at
Yeah,
all?
absolutely. I mean, they're all getting older as well, and I just want to know that I can do everything possible for them as they go into their later years, and being able to connect with them and communicate with them just really stood out to me. And I thought, this is absolutely what I need. Anything I can do to make me be able to understand them better and their needs better, so that I can provide that for them. But yeah, because he's so loving. Like, he's such a cuddle bug, and he's just gorgeous, and he makes us laugh every single day. Like, he sings at the top of his voice coming through the cat flap, and so just to see him be aggressive was quite bizarre. So yeah. So yeah, and he is lovely, but obviously that did change.
I was going to say, so what happened?
Changed.
Yeah, what happened? Tell us how it changed.
So I booked the call with you, and it was great, and it was quite emotional, wasn't it?
Yes.
And it kind of telling you about what I kind of have been through and what's happening at the moment. And it was amazing, because I told you about why I wanted to join the program.
Yeah.
And you kind of, said, you told me a little bit about it, and, looking at the cats, but also looking at myself. And after that call, my energy seemed to have changed a lot. And in turn, because my energy had changed, it was almost miraculous. Like, it's quite funny looking back, but it almost changed instantly, and it stopped. And I wasn't getting woken up in the middle of the night every night. I mean, there's still that occasionally, because he's a big boy, he does like to eat. But that I was flabbergasted, and I did contact you not long after, just to say, things have changed already. I haven't even started the program. I've spoken to you, you've connected with me, you've said, yes, come and join the program, and I'm just like, yes, please, this is amazing. And from that point, it has changed so much. And I know, obviously, I'm working on myself a lot, and that has a massive impact on the cats as well, the way they behave. Yeah, and I'm loving it.
I love that. That's great. And I haven't prepped her, people. Like, she's not reading from a script or anything. when I got that message from you about Woody, like, I almost fell off my chair. Like, literally, I was like, now I know that this stuff works. Like, I do this with my boys. Everything in the program are the tools, techniques, the mindset work. Everything is what I use every day. And yet still, we were saying before we came live, didn't we, that it's still awe-inspiring, it's still validating, it's still beautiful to witness when those things happen. And I had a call with a lady today, and she made me think of you, because she's having problems with their cats. We talked about the program, and I said, look, don't be surprised if things change now because we've had a call. She also had some tears, as is a kind of standard with these calls, because people connect with me. Like you said, being empaths, you help people to shift. And she said, oh, I wonder if that's because I've shifted from despair to hope. And I thought, do you know what? I reckon that's what happened with you, because you maybe not in despair, but frustrated and worried, and maybe at times angry, and not you that it came out, but those, we talk about vibrations in the program, about how there are not negative and positive emotions, but dense vibration emotions and lighter vibration emotions. And I reckon that's what happened. Like
Yeah.
we enrolled you in the program, and there was this like shift of hope and knowing that you were going to make a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And now you say it that way. Yeah, definitely.
Doesn't that make
Because
sense? Like going from angry and
yes,
frustrated, like all of a sudden, like right up the vibrational
yeah,
scale to hope and knowing that things are going to change.
yeah.
Isn't that like so
And
simple?
excited as well that
Yeah.
that those high vibrations were coming through.
Right.
Yeah, because so passionate about the cats, and then to know that I can do something for me but also for them, yeah, definitely just getting it right up there.
I think that's what happened. I do.
Yeah.
So tell me, how was it when I shared with you the overview of the program? So for anybody that's not fully aware, the program is 4 modules and it's broken down into lessons, but the first 2 modules are about the human. And then only the second 2 modules are about the cat. So this isn't a cat communication course. The Become a Soul-Led Guardian program, it's not a how to do cat communication. It's so much more than that. So I said to you, like the first 2 modules, like it's not easy. It's not, smooth sailing. It's not watch the video in the background when you're doing the dishes. So can you talk a little bit to how you found the first 2 modules and what it's kind of done for you?
Yeah, so the first 2, yeah, they were really difficult for me. But that's because I was having to open my heart and work on myself. And that's a thing that I've been shutting off for many years, is my heart. And I've been letting my head rule. And I wasn't living with an open heart, and I wasn't allowing my heart either to communicate to my head and to myself. So the first 2, well, the first week was okay, but the second week there was lots and lots of tears and energy shifting, but afterwards felt amazing to have the tools to work through, to look at how I'm feeling and recognizing my emotions and my emotional state and how I can change that. It was tough, but I'm so happy that I did it. It's been so worthwhile. And like I've said to you before, like a year ago, I was a completely different person. And even obviously, and then I've changed so much now since we began the program. And I'm almost flabbergasted. I didn't realize how much, I think, when we first talked, how much I'd have to work on myself. But that's just because sometimes you think, oh, I'm feeling okay, I'm all right. But actually, when you get down to the nitty gritty and you start thinking and feeling, that's when you realize, actually, I've got some stuff to work through here, but I've got the tools to do it, and I've got the support to do it, and I've got the community, and I'm not on my own, and we're kind of on a journey together. And that's been really reassuring. And I think sort of, maybe was it week 3 or 4, I could barely talk. I was in tears. Can you remember?
For most of the lesson.
Yeah, but I stuck with it, and I still turned up knowing that I wasn't in a great space, because I knew I needed to, because I knew I needed to be in that community and listen to everybody else's experience and learn from them and from you. How can I come out of this? And it's been amazing. It's really hard to describe, because I say it's really hard. It is hard. There's crying. You have to really like look at yourself, but you're looking at yourself to improve yourself. And that's just been amazing. I've never been this sort of grounded before in many years. And also knowing when I have those tough days that actually I can bring myself back out of it. Whereas before, I know I would have spiraled and just kept on going down. But now, if it's a bad day, it's a bad day. But I've got the meditation, I've got cord cutting, I've got loads of tools that's going to help me to get me back in those high vibrations where I want to be.
Yeah, absolutely. And tell people about the last few days, because again, we were just talking before we came online to sort the tech and everything, and we, you know, catching up as we do. And Claire shared with me an example of all of that, where she recognized what she's dealing with, how she's doing, and what she did with it. And I'd love for you to share that bit, and also make sure you bring in what happened after you did it as well, because that'll be the interesting bit.
So I work for a local council, and I work in the repairs department of our own housing, so our own housing stock. And unfortunately, over the weekend, we received quite a lot of heavy rain. That meant we're right on a massive river, on the River Trent. And unfortunately, it broke its banks, and people in the community were being flooded. Our own properties, we were having to move them out. And I'd had to work all weekend. And then obviously I was still back to work on Monday. And I was tired and I was stressed and I was getting pulled all over the place. And then on Tuesday, I kind of hit the bottom, and I just thought, you know, I can't do this. But I got home and I thought, you know what you need to do? Get your pen out, get the journal out, get it all out. So I gave my head the pen, and I was writing and I was writing, getting all those emotions out, recognizing what was going off in my head, how that's affecting me, how I'm feeling, and how I can change that. So I did a cord cutting meditation after my journaling. Lots of tears while I was journaling. And it's bizarre because crying never used to make me feel better, but now it does. Like,
yeah, I feel you on that one.
Because it's coming out. I'm changing. I'm releasing all that negativity. So then after my meditation, I just laid on my bed, just with some meditation in the background, just being there, being still, and all of my 3 cats came to sit with me. And I'm just like, this is exactly what I need right now. They're close to me. I can feel that they love me, you know, and it is just phenomenal. And having those moments that they're just with you and they're calm and you're just basking in their energy is just fantastic. Yeah, love, joy. I've to be honest, I've never felt so much love and joy since before I did this course. I now see and feel it a lot more, because I feel like I've awakened again. After so many years of like blocking that heart off. Don't do anything because it's going to hurt. Just push it all down.
Push it all down.
It'll be fine. Just keep it there. No, it's not fine. But now it is fine. There's still those bad days, but I'm far more able to cope. If this had happened to me before this program, I wouldn't be sat here tonight on a Facebook, you know, on a live call, because I'd probably be in bed just trying to ignore the whole world, just going in and in on myself, spiraling out of control. And I'm not. And that to me is huge, because I'm not having those massive downs and where I can't pull myself out. I can recognize what's wrong. I can recognize what I'm feeling, and I can take action to help myself.
I think that is the beautiful key. It's understanding where you are and then choosing, right? Choosing what you want to do, because you can sit in that space, right? Do you remember there was someone in our group, in our private community, that said, things are really shitty. Like, I've given myself 2 days. Given myself 2 days. I'm going to wallow. I'm just going to feel really shit. Let's just, you know, say how it is, people. And the person then said, and then I went and did XX and talked about other tools. And that, I think, is just a beautiful sign where you, like you said, recognizing where we are and appreciating and actually accepting that is the foundations of the whole program. So when you go to connect with your cats, if you need to connect with yourself, it's understanding what's going on. Like, can I do that right now? You know, and I'd love for you to talk a little bit about when you get to that space where you recognize you need to do something. What is it that's different in you now that would be, you know, to what you would be like before?
I just feel I'm more open-hearted, so I can go out and I can do it now because I'm less fearful. I'm less fearful of getting hurt, or those, being embarrassed. I'm more confident because I know I can deal with it now. Whereas before I was hiding myself away because I didn't know if I could handle it. Whereas now I know I can, so I can actually be braver, be more confident, and open my heart and let it out, because that's what I wasn't doing, and that I wasn't living a life of joy. I wasn't seeing it, I wasn't feeling it, because I was just blocking myself off to everything, and that's not a good life.
It's not a way. That's not living, is it? That's like surviving.
Absolutely, and I was surviving, but now, I'm less anxious. I'm doing more things. I'm putting myself out there more. I'm on a live stream, which I would have never done before.
I know. It's amazing.
I know. So yeah, it's just phenomenal. But it's so difficult to explain how different I feel. And it's not that we don't have the bad day, because it still comes, but it's just knowing I can deal with it. Yeah, and I can come home and I can still, my cats are still here, and we just all have a lovely time.
I love it. Feel the love, people. Feel the love. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the community. So we've talked about like the lessons, there's work to do, you've got tools, techniques, things to support your mindset, your energetics, your spiritual growth. Let's shift gears a little bit and talk about the community side of it, because you did mention that and said if it wasn't for that you're not sure you'd have come on some of the calls, you wouldn't have perhaps shown up as much. And I would ask whether you would still have done as much for yourself if it wasn't for the fact that we had the space to celebrate and share the wins and to share your story and your experience with other people. So can you talk a bit about how the community aspect that we have, how that's impacted or worked for you?
Yeah. So in the very beginning, when I first signed up and we had our first lesson, you talked about the Facebook group. I'm not a big poster on any social media. I love Instagram because I follow just cat accounts. And that's what gives me joy, because people's cats, it's just amazing. Don't follow people, follow cats. So I was a bit apprehensive because I'm not a big poster, and I just thought, I don't know whether that's going to work for me. Like, I don't know whether I can actually put out there how I'm feeling, because I don't talk to anybody about it.
Yeah, then you have to write. Then you want me to write it down and put it to other people? Woman, are you crazy? You want me to articulate how I'm feeling? What the hell?
Exactly. But again, I was being brave, and I thought, I want to do this for myself. I've invested in me. For my cats. So I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna participate. And actually, I love it. I don't always love talking about myself, but being able to connect with like-minded people that love their cats, that want to work on themselves, being able to learn from them, see their different experiences, because they're not just in the UK. We've got Australia, we've got America, and we've got Malta.
Yes.
And it's just phenomenal. Like, I'm in awe that I'm connecting with these people and I feel comfortable, and I'm able to also take on their compliments as well, which I've never been very good at. So the community is very good at supporting you, and I do feel supported, and I know I can just go in there and post, if I'm not having a great day, or I can see what's happening with them and I can comment on their post, and that sometimes raises my vibrations as well. We have our connection calls, which I love. And it's funny because, like I said earlier, there's been times where I thought, oh God, I could just not do with this tonight, not logging on.
Yeah.
But I've done it because I know that sometimes when I miss it, I'm not as focused on what I need to do for myself. Being in the community and having those connection calls allows me time to say, this is my time now, because I'm a workaholic.
Yeah,
And I would just work all night. But actually saying, no, turn everything off. You're now connecting. You're now having an hour with in the group chat. And and that's just been amazing for me. It keeps me on track. It keeps me focused to carry on working on myself, to carry on participating and listening to everybody and learning from everybody. And everybody has just been fantastic. The community is great. So this is somebody saying, I never really post on anything because I'm quite self-conscious, and yet there I am in the group chatting to everybody, like, you know, offering praise for them and receiving it in return. And I feel like we're on a journey together, and their wins fill me with love and joy as well. And that's why you can come into this community and see other people thriving, and you think this is amazing. And then it kind of G's me on as well to think, right, actually, I haven't tried that in a while. Let me do that, you know.
So I want a bit of that. They're happy, and
so I'm loving it.
And do you feel any pressure to be part of the community, like either in the group or on the calls? Because I think some people might be a bit conscious, like when I say we've got, you know, 2 calls a week and we've got the community space. Like, did you ever feel any pressure to kind of be involved with that and be part of that, as well as your day job and your family and your cats and all the other stuff that kind of goes on? Did you ever feel like it was pressure to do that part of it?
No, and I think at the very beginning, when I was thinking, oh, I'm not going to be able to, you know, post on Facebook, but I think after week 2, I kind of recognised and came to the realisation, my head and my heart, that actually I can do everything in my time. If I'm not posting every day and I'm not reading every day, that's absolutely fine. It's not where I think, oh, I've got to go and look at everything. There was no pressure. People are there. Some people are there more than others. And that's because some people have more time. But I've never felt that I haven't done something I should have done. I've been able to take it all at my own pace, and connect and participate when I can. But what I found is I wanted to participate. So, you know, so I was there, you know, on my lunch break, just having a look through. Oh, I can, you know, somebody's doing this. And so that was amazing. And it's the same with the course. There was no pressure to do everything on the homework. It was kind of do what you would say, like what calls out to you. And a lot of it did. And there's some stuff that I've probably done once, but I've not done. But I know I will go back to it. And obviously having the videos there to go back to is really, really helpful. So yes, it's kind of no pressure, because if I had pressure, that would just be one thing I couldn't cope with again. Like, I don't need another pressure, but I was investing in me. You know, I've taken the step to take this course, so I want to participate, but I know I only have to participate as much as I actually want to.
Good, that's good. I'm just a bit of a sense check, because I would, you know, that's the space that I want to create for people. Like, there's no rush. It's not a tick the box program, you know. It's not like watch it, get it done, do the next one. Oh, you've watched them all, great, you know. And like what lady asked me today, like, how long does it take? And I was like, that's individual, you know, that there are 4 modules, there's a certain number of lessons, but that's really up to the person. You know, I said to her, like, there'll be times when you'll do a couple of lessons in a day or over a weekend, and there'll be other times when you'll probably do 1 lesson and not do anything else for 3 or 4 weeks. But that's why there's the calls, that's why there's the community, so that, you know, you can almost shift and heal with whatever comes up from whatever tool or lesson it may be. And I also know that there are spaces where some things work, like you said, there you've got like your favorites, you know, some of the tools that you'll go to. And I never forget one of the connection calls, you said to me that you journaled and you were like, but just didn't do it. Like, it just wasn't enough for me. And I'm like, oh shit. Okay. So I was like, keep my calm. So what did you do then? What did you do then?
Yeah. So then I did a cord cutting meditation. But yeah, like, sometimes the journal is enough and I can shift. But then sometimes you think, no, I need something else. But being able to go back and look and think, yeah, actually, this is probably a good time to do that. That's what's calling out to me now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What is your relationship like with your intuition now?
It's a lot stronger. What I've learnt is all of the feelings that I feel aren't necessarily my own. And I didn't realize that before. I hadn't recognized that. And it kind of was a roller coaster. But now I have the ability to step back and think about it and actually think, no, this isn't mine. This is somebody else's. And that's been massive for me, because sometimes with my intuition, I was like, why am I like this? Why am I feeling like this? I don't understand. It felt quite chaotic at times. And I've always been a good reader of people, but it kind of all drops into place now. Why? So yeah, and I think it's still a journey for me, because I've only sort of recently come to realise that I am an empath. So I'm kind of at the beginning of my journey. And like I said to you on the connection call, I'd never told anybody before that I knew I was an empath. And doing this course, I was then actually able to tell my friend, which was massive for me, because again, it was like that hiding away, like are people going to laugh at me, or are they just going to think I'm ridiculous? But that's all gone now, and I was like, I can tell people, so that's been massive, and now I'm telling everybody else as well. So
I was going to say, so to have you say in the first 7 minutes that you said that I'm an empath, I was like, right, I'll be calling you out on that later and celebrating that win, because that's huge. Huge.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, my intuition is getting stronger, and I'm sort of sitting back and using it more now. Whereas before I was thinking, what, I don't really know. I'm just don't know what these emotions are, don't know what these feelings are. But now I'm able to sort of be still, take stock, and think, actually, this is what it is, and this is what I need to do.
Yeah, work with it, find it, and shift it. Yeah, beautiful. So let's talk a little bit about your cat. So become a soul-led cat guardian, right? So we've done exactly what we do in the program. We've talked a bit about you and how you've used the tools, you've changed your mindset, your approach, your kind of, I would say, lifestyle, to be honest. Like everything, it seems like it's different in your world. So tell us, how has it impacted things with Woody, Tilly, and I want to say Lila?
Yes.
There's a lot of cats to remember. I have trouble remembering the people's names and the cat names as well. When you've got multiple cats, people, you don't make it easy for me. Got that right.
So I'd always been really close with Lila. She's my eldest, and she's like my saviour. She saved me. So we've always had a really close bond. And in the first few weeks, she was pulling away from me.
I remember that.
And I was not panicking, but in my head all the time, why is this happening? Like, she's mine. Why are you pulling away from me? And it's very upsetting. But obviously working through that, we came to recognize that she was allowing the others to connect with me, so give Tilly and Woody more opportunity. So she kind of moved away so that they could move in. And that's been amazing, because she's come back to me now. Like we're back to where we were, but seeing that that's what she knew needed to happen for me to be able to connect with all three of them, because they are all different, as Woody told us in his words of wisdom. So it was just, that was really enlightening, I think, and it was worrying at the time. But
I remember your post in the Facebook group. You were, and it was kind of like, and I remember saying to you, like, just take a breath, like, you're shifting your energy, because this was at a similar time when there was a lot of emotions moving in you. Like, you were on one of the calls, you were crying the majority of it. I was so worried. Messaged you probably, are you okay? What's going on? Like, shit, oh my God, and I remember like saying to you, like, just breathe into it, trust she's doing what she needs to, and she's giving you the space, because you were literally like shifting your vibration and then regrounding and giving the other two capacity to come.
She's coming now.
I was going to say, I'm surprised we've not seen her. There we go. That's because she was giving us space to talk about mum.
So now the household is so much calmer.
Hello, girl.
And
Hang on, let's just give it a minute. Let's just do a bit of cat love. Let's just recognise this beautiful girl.
I know she'll be here all night though now.
That's okay. Let's just give us a minute. Beautiful. Look, just be present with her, dear of her. Hello,
I'm surprised it's taking her this long, to be honest. Because
I am a
normally,
little, but I also do think that she gave you that space to talk about you without the energy with her as well. What is a lie without a cat butt?
I know there's always a cat bum somewhere.
Beautiful girl. I'm just disappointed I can't get my boys' butts on camera because they very rarely show up. So thank you, sweet girl, for doing that for us.
I know.
Okay, so you were saying the house is so much calmer now.
Yeah, so we feel more in sync together. So we're spending so much more time together, but that the bond's closer. It's sometimes quite difficult to describe because I feel I'm connected to them in a different way now. There's different levels, and yeah, it's really hard to describe because the relationship's changed with all three of them, but for the better. I've been able to connect with Woody and Tilly more because Lila was able to move away, but actually we're more harmonious now together because the girls don't really like Woody, but what I'm finding now is we're all in the same room, whereas before we perhaps weren't.
Wow.
The girls would leave if Woody came in out of fear that they were going to get attacked, which again was stressing me out because I just want to be close to them. Lila has never been a great eater, and Woody and Tilly are overeaters, but Lila has changed in terms of her food now, and she's eating a lot better.
Wow.
I never worried too much about it because I just kept thinking she'll eat if she's hungry.
Interesting.
But now she's eating nearly every meal, which sometimes she just walk away. But that's just filling me with love and joy, and I feel like we're in a better place because of that. There's less worry now that she's not eating. She was nothing like obviously Leo, but yeah, Woody's also now coming in. I can hear him singing through the cat flap.
Doesn't surprise me when we get to the cat bit. Look at her. How much she loves on you. Oh,
I know. But Lila was also, when she was a kitten, she always used to sit on my chest, and she hasn't done that for years. But over the last few months, she's now started to come back and sleep, come and lay on me. Whereas before she just took herself right next to me. Oh, and there's just nothing better than that. So, and Tilly now is like my shadow. Tilly's obsessed with me now.
Really? Does she follow you around?
Follows me around, and she's so much more loving now, which is just phenomenal. And
why do you think that is? Like, why do you think I've got an idea of what that is, but why do you think that is?
Because I'm in a better place. I'm able to work on myself and bring a higher vibration and get rid of that dense emotions and that energy that were often, making me anxious and stressed and worried, and just there's more peace now, and they feel calmer, that I'm less erratic, I think.
Absolutely. I mean, for people that may not be aware, we are all beings made of energy. Energy comes out of us, whether we're consciously letting it out, like having a cry or verbalizing something. It just comes out of us. It moves all around us, and these beautiful, sentient, sensitive beings can sense it. They can feel it. Like, it is actually something that they can feel on their fur. When you see, so often I will meditate, Leo will come in with me, and when we finish, he has a massive clean, and that clean is shifting energy, you know. So I do find it fascinating, but also beautiful that they are almost giving you like that reassurance, like, mum, keep doing this work because you'll get more loving almost, right? So like you can tell your head, if you're ever in doubt to, oh, I can't be bothered to journal, I know I should and I don't want to, you know, there's a reason for it, do it and you'll get more love almost, you know.
And what a reward. Like,
Oh wow,
it's just the best. So it spurs me on as well. And when those days come that are hard, I think I need to release this because I want to be close to my cats. I want them to come and love on me, and because they heal me as well.
And it's two-way, right? Because if you know, when you're doing that work on yourself and then you have the connection with them, think about what you're bringing to them. Think about how when you're sat there and you're giving off worry and doubt and fear, how that like feels for them. Yet if you sit there and you're giving out joy and peace and like gratitude and just like loads of love, being a love, you know, they're going to want to come and be with that and have that. So you get to heal them too, you know. That's what the program's about, you know. Become a soul-led guardian to deepen your connection with them and to almost like what's the word, I think it is, I don't know if it's reciprocate, I don't think that's the right word I'm thinking of, but like to have that exchange of not just energy but also love and connection, so that you can like kind of go on your journey day to day together. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. The connection's been, one of the highlights, just to be able to connect with them on a different level and communicate with them has just been huge.
Yeah. That takes me to my next question. What's been your biggest surprise in the program?
I think the biggest surprise was that I was able to open my heart and essentially now live with an open heart to experience these different feelings and emotions and not be closed off. I kind of you always think, oh yeah, I'm sure I'll do it, but actually it's happened. And being able to work through pain and trauma that's happened before, and to see results so quickly, to see and feel the difference, after such a short period of time, and be able to talk about my emotions. And it's almost like I accept it now, like I'm not ashamed of it anymore. I can talk about it. I don't have to hide away. It is fine to talk about it. I was always kind of thought that I couldn't communicate because I don't want to make other people feel awkward or make them feel bad. But that's been the biggest thing, and that's what the journaling's done for me as well. Like I said before, like with journaling, I just thought, I don't really know where to start. Like I feel a bit self-conscious talking about myself to myself. And then, like after the first lesson, I was like, actually, just write something, and then it flows. And then I was like, actually, this is good. This is working. I'm letting it out. And it's not just journaling, because we do some other things, don't we? We look at different sort of questions and lots of different tools. And I think forgiving myself has been a huge thing as well. But I haven't been able to forgive myself until I could work through those emotions, and be able layers. I needed to work through them, and so that's been the biggest thing for me, that I was surprised that I can do it.
I remember we talked about your journaling and you're like, oh yeah, I haven't done it yet and I'm not really sure where to start. And I said to you, it's really complicated. I was like, it's really hard, it's really complicated. You need two things. You get a pen, you get a bit of paper, and you put the two together and you see how it goes. And then you were like, okay. And I remember then when you're on the next call, you're like, I've started it, I did it, and oh my god, like it just then started to come out, and I was like, there we go. We go.
But just being able to shift emotions and get it out and just be accept myself more for who I am, and that, I don't need to be self-conscious or ashamed. I feel more worthy now of myself, which is huge as well. So
that is massive. That is absolutely massive. And as much as I would say that the program's given you the support to do that, like you've done that, hun. Let's just celebrate you for a moment. Like, let's give you a win on the call, because we celebrate wins a lot in the program. You've done that. You've transformed yourself and you've put on all this hard work. And I don't want to make you too uncomfortable by giving you a compliment live online, because I can see your shoulders starting to go. But I am proud of you, and I hope you are proud of you, because like we said on the connection, was it last week or the week before, like there's such a lightness around you. You've done so much work and your journey's been such an honor to witness. And then when you share things like, you meditate and the pussycats come and sit with you, it's just like a beautiful full circle. It's just so much love.
Absolutely. Honestly, I'm just so glad that it called out to me, and I just thought, yes, this is what I need right now. And it was. And the journey is just going up and up and up. I'm a different person now, and I'm grateful for that, and I am proud of myself as well.
Yay, good for you. So what would you say to somebody who was considering, I don't like being on a call and I just want to sign up somewhere, but I'm not sure, like, what would you say to someone who was kind of like, well, it sounds interesting, but I'm not fully committed or not really quite sure what to do next? What would you say to them?
I'd say it's not as bad as probably what you're expecting. So, what you think you might have to do in terms of connecting with others and posting, you only have to share as much as you want to share. There aren't huge pressures. Obviously, you need to work through the program to get out of it, what you want to. Yep. But, don't feel pressured. Everything comes in time. And I am really busy at work, and I do still fit it in because I want to. And it gives me time to set aside for myself, because I've never been very good at that. So, this is about, if you want to invest in yourself, don't be afraid. It's not as bad as you think it's going to be. And actually what you've got is just a really lovely, caring community. And we all love cats.
Yeah. What else is there to say?
So, they're our absolute world, and just knowing that, this could help you to work through some, emotions and hard times and any trauma and pain. And actually what you're going to get out of it is a better feeling you. And obviously then that reflects in your cats as well. So.
And what would you say to somebody who is like nervous about booking that intro call?
So don't be nervous. Julianne is really easy to connect with. The conversation flows really well. And that wasn't the thing I worried about. It was, you know what I mean? It was just like, oh yeah, let's have a call. Like, let's see, because at the end of the day, you don't have to take it if you don't feel it's right for you. But, make that call, because actually, you can connect with Julianne and see if this is right for you. And if it's not, it's not. And if it is, then come on and join us.
Love it. Absolutely love it. And one final question, and we'll wrap up. So would you say that you are a soul-led cat guardian?
Absolutely. Like 100%. And it happened quite quickly. We seemed to work through things quite quickly in the beginning, didn't we? And a lot of things were happening, and I'm definitely soul-led, and and I'm not afraid to say it.
Yes, I'm soul-led and I'm not afraid to say it. Mic drop right there. I love that. Brilliant. And I would say that connection is getting stronger, like every week, every journal, every exercise, every mindset shift, every cuddle, it blossoms almost, isn't it? You think like you've got, like I had this with my boys, you feel this deep connection, and then something happens, like I'll do a lessons from Leo, or I'll meditate with one of them, or I'll write with one of them, whatever it may be, and it just like deepens it even more. And I don't think there's space to find, and deeper doesn't really, it's not the right word to articulate the intensity of the connection or the depth of the love and the experience. But like, do you find like the more that you do the stuff,
Yes.
the tools, the program, the things, the more you feel them? Does that make sense?
Yeah, and it's so hard to describe, but because they were loving anyway, and we spent a lot of time together, but this is completely different, and the love and the joy just radiates, when you see them and when they're with you, and just, it's so hard to describe, but the connection's just deeper and more intense, but not in a horrible way.
Yeah, isn't that funny that the word intense, like people use it, we're our previous conditions, like you use the word intense to be like bad and negative and like, and I agree.
But now I see the joy because of them. Every day I come home from work and they're all coming outside to meet me, and that's in my sparkle jar every day, like they just come running over with their tails in the air, and I just stand there and think, this is my life now. It's full of joy and it's full of love, and it is just amazing.
Oh, my love, that is just, I can't stop smiling. I got so much energy moving. My cheeks are so red and I just can't stop smiling. That is beautiful. And I'm so glad that you committed to yourself and your beautiful fur babies, and you made that call. You joined the program, you've done the work, and you continue to. It's not a one and done. This program isn't a tick the box exercise, but to know that you've got the tools there to deal with the stuff that life throws at us, like that's got to be, a bit of a tick in the box, if nothing else.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much, my love. I really appreciate your time, and thank you for sharing your experience with everybody here about the Become a Soul-Led Cat Guardian program. So if anybody's interested and wants to book a call, there is no pressure. I can tell you about the program. We can see if you're a fit for it. Hello, gorgeous girl. Head to my website, www.naturallycats.co.uk, and you will find all the information that you need for the Become a Soul-Led Guardian program. And like Claire said, we have a beautiful call. We see if you're a fit, and if it's right, we can sign you up and get you into the community and into the portal, and you can start your healing journey. So if you feel like you're called to take that step, please get in touch, connect with me. And if it's not the right time right now, I'm sure it will be at some time in the future. So thank you again to the gorgeous Claire and the cat butt. Is that Tilly or Lila?
No,
That's
this
Tilly,
is
isn't
Lila.
it?
No,
oh
this
my
is
God.
I know. Don't worry. There's too many cats.
Well, thank you, Lila. I'm sorry, my love bug, that I called you the wrong name. But thank you to you both for being here. And we really hope that you've enjoyed the live session, everybody. We've got our monthly call tomorrow, so I look forward to seeing you then, my love. And to everybody else, have a great day, afternoon and evening, and we will see you soon. Take care, everyone. Thanks again, Claire. Bye for now.
Bye.